Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have the President of the Republic attends the 37th African Union Summit in Addis Ababa. Under the national scene, the International Court of Justice urges Israel to apply its acting measures in Rafah and Gaza immediately. Welcome to our newsroom. President Gele takes part in the 37th Ordinary Summit of the African Union in Addis Ababa, February 17, 2024. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Gele, took part this Saturday morning in Addis Ababa, the Ethiopian capital, in the work of the 37th Ordinary Summit of the African Union. This summit began with a closed sessions of the head of state and government, was established the final agenda for their meeting, continuing a debate on the degree of sensitivity of the issues and multiple crises which are shaking the different regions and countries of the continent. It should be noted that through the conflict in Sudan and the recent dispute between Somalia and Ethiopia, the IGAD region itself is not spared from this upheaval to which Africa is experiencing. At the end of the closed sessions of the head of state and government, the African Union Summit did not deviate from the principle of holding an inaugural ceremony dedicated to reporting on the activities of the separate bodies of the organization. Immediately, he proceeded with the elections of a new head of state, in this case that the Mauritanian Mohamed Ould Ghazouani at the head of the rotating presidency of the African Union. The participation of the Egyptian president in this meeting took place mainly in the form of a speech he made on the theme Education of an Africa Adapted to the 21st Century, attached this year to the Ordinary Summit of the African Union. Note that President Gele, current president of IGAD, began these days with talks with his Somali counterpart, Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud. Note that President Gele, current president of IGAD, began these days with talks with his Somalian counterpart. The state of friendship and cooperation between the two countries and the two peoples, as well as the new dispute between Somalia and Ethiopia, were, among other things, discussed during this meeting, which took place at the Hilton Hotel in Addis Ababa, where the Somali president resides as part of his participation in the 37th Summit of the African Union. At the end of their meeting, the two heads of state also took President Gele's motorcade together to go to the sites hosting the work of the African Union Summit. Let us recall that on the sidelines of the African Union Summit, the President of the Republic briefly spoke with the Ethiopian Prime Minister, Dr. Abiy Ahmed Ali. In this series of aside meetings, President Gele also had discussions with the Palestinian Prime Minister, Mohammed Shayani, representing his countries at this summit. During this meeting, Mohammed Shayah expressed the recognition and gratitude of the Palestinian leaders and peoples to the President of the Republic and the Egyptian people for their continued and unwavering support for the Palestinian cause. Arrived yesterday, Friday, in the afternoon in Addis Ababa, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Gele, is as part of his participation in this 37th Ordinary Summit of the African Union, accompanied by a large delegation, including the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, and the ambassador of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia and permanent representative of our country to the African Union, His Excellency Abdi Mahmoud Abe. On Thursday, February, the Egyptian delegation is headed by the Minister of Youth and Culture, has participate after 3 days of exchanges and discussions in the adoptions of the inclusive and global framework, education and cultural, artistic, based on humanist, peaceful visions. The framework of these visions and based on humanist and peaceful vision, the framework of entrusted UNESCO as a specialized agency of the United Nations with supporting the implementations of the framework in the framework of its member state and associate members, in particular through its operational support, advocacy support, and dialogue on public policy, knowledge sharing, and standards setting where appropriate, and through the organizations of meetings with the stakeholders at the global and regional, national, and civil society. This meeting the organizations of this meeting with the stockholders of the global, regional, national, the society, civil society levels with a view to guiding the implementations of the framework, and finally ensure monitoring through strategic objectives, and the conference subsequently ended with the closing ceremony of the UNESCO. Ms. Audrey Azoulay, she first congratulated the 940 ministers and continuing its activity to raise awareness the diabetes among young students and diabetes. The Center for Young Diabetic of Djibouti market this Wednesday. The continuing its activity to raise awareness among young students about diabetes. The Center for Young Diabetic of Djibouti market this Wednesday a significant milestones in its mission is to raise awareness and prevent diabetes among young people by organizing a conference in collaboration with the specialists from the University Hospital Center of Angers. Let us recall that this center is for young Djiboutians diabetic, founded and directed by the pediatrician diabetologist Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Abdurrahman Moumin Duxiye. This joint initiative brought together diverse expertise combining local and international knowledge to address the complete challenges posed by diabetes in young people. The specialists from Angers University Hospital brought their clinical experience and cutting-edge research to enrich the discussions and provide global perspectives on the management and prevention of diabetes. For his part, the director of the Diabetic Center said that this joint initiative brought together diverse expertise combining local international knowledge to address the complex challenges posed by diabetes in young people. Specialists from Angers University hospitals brought together their clinical experience and cutting-edge research to enrich the discussions and provide global perspectives on the management and prevention of diabetes. For his part, the director of the INPC, Mr. Mohamed Douali, said that this joint initiative brought together diverse expertise combining local and international knowledge to address the complex challenges posed by diabetes in young people. Specialists from Angers University Hospital brought together their clinical experience and cutting-edge research to enrich the discussions and provide global perspectives on the management and prevention of diabetes. In Ali Sabih, the launch of the project for the management, for the engagement of civil society in the local development process, the Young Entrepreneurs Club of the Ali Sabih region is launched the project in the locality of Ali Ade, access to drinking water and educate in order to alleviate gender-based violence. This meeting demonstrated the importance of open communication and cooperation between different stakeholders with the aim of raising awareness among a diverse audience, including young people. The World Swimming Championship in Qatar, the first victory for Djibouti at the World Swimming Championship in Doha. A Djiboutian young Hamad takes first place in the 50 meters freestyle series. The young Hamad Hussein Bargat ranks first in the 50-meter freestyle crawl. He overtook the candidate from 10 countries competing during the World Swimming Championship in Doha, performance which once again confirms the talents of our nugget who has already proven himself at the national level. Young Hamad Hussein Barkat is one of the athletes who benefited from the EOJ subsidies for high-level athletes from our country. After having shown in athletics, Djiboutian athletes throughout the Conquer Trophy in swimming, and the young Hamad Hussein Barkat, who has proven himself, has just qualified for first place in the 50-meter freestyle series in Doha, Qatar, among candidates from 10 countries. Congratulations to the champions, Hamad Hussein Barkat, as well as to the entire technical team. As part of the first editions of the Dalayaf Region Cup, placed under the aegis of the State Secretariat for Sports and organized by the ITRO Association, the long-awaited grand final kept all its promises. The Obok poster, which closed this thrilling multidisciplinary tournament in front of an audience of guests and spectators. The Khil's team brilliantly took over Obok's representatives with a score of 2-1. This victory was in no way a surprise to observers, as well as the performance of the Khil's player during the tournament predisposed the team to becoming the champions of these first editions of the Regions Cup. The first edition of the Regions Cup was a great success, both in terms of organization and commitment of the participants. Looking forward to the second editions, which already promises to be even more exciting. The elders of Dalayaf, Minister Mr. Ali Muhammad Ali Gadide, said that the first editions of the Regions Cup was a great success, both in terms of organizations and the commitment of the participation. Looking forward to the second editions, which already promises to be. After a memorable final, which kept sports fans in suspense, the evening continued with the long-awaited trophy ceremony in an atmosphere full of emotions and excitement. The winners and losers were invited to the podium to receive their trophy and distinctions from the official present. The Secretary General of the State Secretariat for Sports, Khadija Ibrahim Idris, honored this ceremony with her presence, thus testifying to the importance given by the authorities to the development of the regional sports. Alongside Khadija Ibrahim Idris, the president of Obok Regional Council, Muhammad Humad Ismail, the parliamentarian of the region of the Honorable Kamil Muhammad, the deputy prefect Muhammad Awad, as well as other eminent personalities of the region took part. The trophy presentation ceremony was crowned with success, symbolizing both their competitiveness and the sporting spirit which animated the entire first editions of the Regions Cup. For the international scene, the International Court of Justice urges Israel to immediately apply its provisional measures in Rafah in Gaza. The International Court of Justice has urged Israel to immediately and effectively implement the acting measures it ordered last month to prevent genocide in Gaza. The court declared that the perilous situation in Gaza and Rafah, a city in the far south of the Palestinian enclave, requires the immediate and effective applications of the provisional measures indicated by the court in its order of January 26, 2024. The court emphasizes that the state of Israel remains obliged to fully respect its obligations under the Genocide Conventions and the said decree, in particular by guaranteeing the safety and security of Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, declares the principal judicial organ of the United Nations. Pretoria brought the genocide case against Israel to the ICJ and in late December and asked it to grant emergency measures to end the bloodshed in Gaza, where more than 28,775 Palestinians have been killed since October 7, 2023. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.